Good morning to all of you. My name is Shyam Yadav. Today I am going to teach you about firefighting. As you know, firefighting and flooding is the biggest issue on board ship and your normal life also. But we can avoid fire if we are taking precautions and flooding. So what is the full form of firefighting? FPFF. Prevention, Fire Prevention Firefighting. Now, introduction. Fire is the energy released in the form of heat and light due to a chemical reaction when three basic elements meet. These elements are, when three things meet together, then fire will take place. ये कौन से elements रहेंगे? Fuel, source of ignition and oxygen. Oxygen is how much percentage required? 21%. Then fire triangle will make place. Theory of fire: if any one side of this fire triangle is removed, the fire will be controlled, extinguished immediately. This is the basic principle of fire. There are three methods of extinguishing fire: smothering, cooling and tarring. Now I am telling you about classes of fire. Classes of fire: A class, B class, C class, D class and K class of fire. A class of fire: solid material like paper, grass, coal, trees, wood, furniture. That comes under A class of fire. Next, B class of fire: inflammable liquid like petrol, fuel, oil, lubricating oils, spirits, paints and chemicals, etc. C class of fire: electrical fire, fan, washing machines, coolers, panels and generators. That is known as C class of fire. Now D class of fire: and gaseous fire, upper deck, top of engines. If there is fire, that is coming under D class of fire. Now we will talk about K class of fire: galley, electrical fire and liquid fire can take place. Both the fire can take place in the galley. Fire where extinguishing is possible only by breaking the chemical reaction chain will help. This is called inhibition. Now I am talking about fire extinguisher. This is known as 9-liter water type fire extinguisher. तो इसमें क्या रहेगा? Only simple domestic fresh water. So this fire extinguisher we can use for now. Earlier the color was separate of these fire extinguisher. Nowadays they are only one color, fully red. But again, easy to find out. Their separate identification is marked on this fire extinguisher. So how to identify this 9-liter water type fire extinguisher? Identification painted red on top of your fire extinguisher. When we are extinguishing the fire, so what does? By cooling, because this fire extinguisher have fully water. यूज ऑन कौन सी फायर के लिए यूज कर सकते हैं? जनरल फायर लाइक वुड, पेपर, प्लास्टिक एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. This is very important. Duration, how long it will run moment you operate? It will run around 60 to 90 seconds. So keep in mind, you have to take fast action, otherwise it will extinguish, it will empty very shortly. Distance, you maintain some distance from fire, at least 3 to 5 meters. So how to make pressure? Every fire extinguisher we are using cartridge to make the pressure. So separate type of cartridge. The capacity 60 gram. So in this fire extinguisher we are going to use 60 gram of fire extinguisher cartridge to make the pressure. Water type fire extinguisher is not, especially it is written on top, not. Water type fire extinguisher is not to be used on electrical fire as it will cause shock. So remember this thing, never use water type fire extinguisher for electrical fire. Next, not to be used on oil fire as water is heavier than oil. It goes down and fire will spread. Got it? Next, we'll talk about 9-liter mechanical foam type fire extinguisher. This we can use for oil fire. Again, identification painted yellow on top of your cylinder. तो पिछले वाले में क्या था? By extinguishing the fire, cooling. Water type था वो. Now ये क्या करेगा? Smoothing. It cut the fire, cut the oxygen. When three things meet together, then fire take place. तो मैंने बताया था fuel, oxygen and burning material, ignition. So this fire extinguisher is going to cut the oxygen. उसको हमने नाम दे दिया smoothing. तो यूज कहाँ करेंगे? ऑयल फायर, ओनली फॉर लिक्विड फायर. तो एज आई टोल्ड यू, केरोसिन, पेंट, डीजल, पेट्रोल, एक्सेट्रा. नाउ ड्यूरेशन विल रिमेन सेम, 60 to 90 seconds. Discharge distance 6 to 9 meters. Again we'll talk about cartridge, CO2 cartridge. तो पहले वाले में क्या था? 60 ग्राम का था, बिकॉज वो वाटर टाइप था. ये इसमें दो चीजें मिल गई, एक तो पानी वाटर हो गया, दूसरा फोम, FPFF, एक्वस फिल्म फोमिंग फोम. तो रेशियो इज, इट इज रिटन ओवर हियर, यू कैन सी 8.3 liter वाटर एंड 400 ग्राम foam compound, but duration will remain same. So you have to take some action fast. And distance 6 to 9 meter. Note, never block the potholes of nozzle in case block, the air will not to be sucked in and foam will not to be produced. तो आप इधर देख सकते हो, यू कैन सी हियर, ये नोजल है, इसमें देयर इज सम होल्स. while operating, you please don't cover this, otherwise this fire extinguisher फॉर्म प्रोड्यूस नहीं करेगा, बिकॉज ये फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर फॉर्म प्रोड्यूस करता है. गॉट इट? तो बेटर यू होल्ड इट फ्रॉम हियर व्हाइल ऑपरेटिंग. Now we'll talk about trichemical powder fire extinguisher, DCP. These extinguishers are used mainly for gases and metallic fire. So you can see here, it is clearly showing a cartridge और ये सेफ्टी क्लिप है. Again, identification, painted blue, smothering, use of fire, C class, D class or fire. Duration depend upon size of cylinder. Capacity may be 4.5 kg, 10 kg. कार्ट्रेज थोड़ा बढ़ गया बिकॉज इसमें पाउडर है, तो कार्ट्रेज का 180 ग्राम आदर यू कैन यूज, अदर 240 ग्राम्स यू कैन यूज. और ये सब्स्टिट्यूट भी है इलेक्ट्रिकल फायर का. इफ देयर इज इलेक्ट्रिकल फायर नियर बाय, यू नेवर फाउंड CO2 cartridge, you can use this fire extinguisher also, but your equipment will be damaged. बट मरता क्या नहीं करता, आग तो हमें बुझानी है ना, तो आप इसका यूज कर सकते हैं. नाउ विल टॉक अबाउट दिस फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर. दिस फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर फुल्ली फिल्ड विद CO2 गैस. तो पहले जो मैंने 3 फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर दिखाए थे, उनको अगर कंपनी परमिट करती है, आपका जो मास्टर है वो परमिट करता है, तो आप उनको चार्ज कर सकते हो. बट दिस फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर कैन नॉट बी चार्ज ऑन बोर्ड शिप. दिस हैज टू गो टू कंपनी ओनली. ओके, तो इसमें 2-3 डिसएडवांटेज है. तो क्या है कि इसमें, अच्छा पहले वालों में सब में प्रेशर गेज होता है. आजकल प्रेशर गेज आ गया, पहले लॉन्ग बैक प्रेशर गेज नहीं होते थे, बट आजकल सभी में प्रेशर गेज आ गए. यू कैन सी द प्रेशर, इट इज इन वर्किंग पोजिशन और नॉट वर्किंग पोजिशन. बट इसमें 2-3 डिसएडवांटेज है. एक तो आप इसको ऑन बोर्ड शिप में चार्ज नहीं कर सकते. दूसरा, इसमें आपको प्रेशर गेज नहीं मिलेगा. और तीसरा क्या है, व्हाइल ऑपरेटिंग इफ देयर इज मेटल पार्ट, यू कैन सी हियर, दिस इज द मेटल पार्ट. व्हाइल ऑपरेटिंग यू डोंट होल्ड फ्रॉम हियर, यू कैन होल्ड फ्रॉम हियर, अदरवाइज आपको कोल्ड बर्न हो जाएगा. तो क्या हो जाएगा, आपको कोल्ड बर्न हो जाएगा, उसका कोई इलाज नहीं है. तो ये इसमें डिसएडवांटेज. आइडेंटिफिकेशन, पेंटेड रेड विद सिल्वर बैंड. जो आग बुझाई जिसने किया कि अगेन वही स्मूथरिंग. ड्यूरेशन डिपेंड अपॉन साइज ऑफ सिलेंडर, यूज ऑन इलेक्ट्रिकल फायर, एंड दिस इज मल्टीपर्पज आल्सो. यू कैन यूज फॉर एनी टाइप ऑफ फायर, but better you don't use for any other fire except electrical fire, because when there is electrical fire you cannot use all the other extinguisher. Note, never hold discharge horn, causes cold burn. Okay, ये तो थे पोर्टेबल फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर. wherever there is fire you can lift it, you have to run it and you have to operate it. Don't wait for any order, you are fully authorized to operate. Whenever there is fire on board ship you are fully authorized, but you must know how to operate and identify the fire, which fire is take place. Accordingly you have to use these fire extinguisher. तो ये थे पोर्टेबल फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर, पोर्टेबल फायर अप्लायंसेस. नाउ विल टॉक अबाउट फिक्स्ड फायर फाइटिंग इंस्टॉलेशन ऑन बोर्ड शिप. इन ए शिप फायर कैन टेक प्लेस एनी टाइम, anywhere. Initially the fire may be minor, but it can covered into the major fire. And one more thing, a fire can take place anytime, anywhere without knocking off your door. So remember this thing, you have to be always alert, round the clock, in the morning, evening, every time. Rough weather, bad weather, summer, winter, fire is not going to wait for you. You have to be alert. But how we will alert? With the appliances. फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर आपके चार्ज होने चाहिए, फायरमैन आपका रेडी रहना चाहिए, एंड मोर थिंग, हाउ टू ऑपरेट, दैट इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. 50% पीपल डोंट नो हाउ टू ऑपरेट बिकॉज उन्होंने कभी ऑपरेट किया ही नहीं. So this may be the result as a result of carelessness or failure to appreciate and adopt correct firefighting technique. तो आपको पता होना चाहिए, as I told you, correct technique. तभी आप you can fight with fire. And nobody is going to help you because at sea you are the only firefighter. If you don't know how to fire with fire, everybody will be died. Make sure to meet such evolutionary, every ship is fitted with fixed firefighting installation which are discovered in this chapter. Fireman system. It is clearly written. You can read. Ship is fitted with 2 or 3 motor-driven pump, fire pumps, diesel-driven pumps as emergency pump at various locations. At least 2 पंप तो होने चाहिए फायरमैन पंप, और वो हमेशा स्टैंड बाई मोड में रहने चाहिए. Whenever there is fire, you can operate them easily. Color will remain same, red color. And that is international color. You go anywhere, any country, you will found remain same. Okay. So pumps take section directly from sea chest through sea chest. Bottom of your ship, it will take section from bottom of ship. We have sufficient sea water. तो इसमें कौन सा पानी सर्कुलेट करेगा? Sea water. Discharge of these pumps is fed in one line that is known as fireman line. Okay? तो ये fireman system from top to bottom and forward to aft, all over the ship line spread, it is fitted. Or fire hydrants, fire hoses, fire nozzles. So where it is kept, how to spread the hoses, how to connect, how to operate, from where to operate. So that is also most important. Okay, any doubt? So you can read here, fireman pump, as I told you also, spread all over the ship, fireman line connected with the fire hydrant, and it is provided with a coupling and a valve. This is also most important. Every fire hydrant has got a hose basket fitted at its side. Wherever you found fire hydrant, beside of that आपको वहीं पे ही fire hose मिलेगा. Not to waste the time. If there is emergency, if there is fire. This is also most important. Hoses are kept either in a flat manner or rolled position in the hose basket. तो ये भी आपको पता होना चाहिए और आपको सीखना चाहिए. Most important. Hoses are connected to the hydrant and nozzle is attached to the other end of the hose. इसमें 2 एंड होते हैं, एक मेल फीमेल. जितने फायर हाइड्रेंट्स हैं दे आर प्रोवाइडेड विद फीमेल कपलिंग. हॉजेज में आपको एक साइड में आपको फीमेल कपलिंग मिलेगा, एक साइड में आपको मेल कपलिंग मिलेगा. तो आपको पता होना चाहिए फायर हाइड्रेंट में कौन सा लगेगा और नोजल के लिए कौन सा एंड यूज करेंगे। The duration of these pumps must be 100 ton, or but depend upon ship to ship. Now this is also most important usage of water during firefighting. Capacity, as I told you, 100 ton. If you are using fire pump for 1 hour, any of compartment, your ship may be listed, because design of ship from bottom is V shape. The excess use of water vessel is affect ship stability. एक साइड में आपका शिप झुक जाएगा। एंड कीप इन माइंड इक्विपमेंट थ्रेटन, फिटेड थ्रेटन, एक तो ऑलरेडी वो खराब हो चुका है या आग लगी उसमें और आप उस पर डायरेक्ट पानी पिंच करोगे तो वो डैमेज हो सकता है। प्रेशर ऑफ योर फायर नोजल में भी 4 to 5 bar,